Today we are going to start with the first poem in the book First Flight, titled Dust of Snow, written by a very famous American poet, Robert Frost. Before we start reading the paraphrases of the poem, it's very important for us to understand a few words and their symbolic meaning, as these words they have a very significant role to play in the poem. You will come across a hemlock tree, which is a very poisonous tree, and crow, we all know it's a bird, but in the poetry it's not considered omnivorous, means nothing good is associated with this word. So when we read the poem, keep in mind these two words and their symbolic meaning: hemlock, which is a poisonous tree; crow, which is a bird but not considered omnivorous. This is the summary of the poem. The poem consists of two stanzas. Each of these stanzas is made up of 4 lines. Thus, the entire poem consists of 8 lines in total. Very small poem to read. The first stanza goes like this: The way a crow shook down on me the dust of snow from a hemlock tree. So the poet, he talks about a winter day when everything all around the vicinity, the surroundings, they were covered with snowflakes, white cover, and probably the poet had a very bad day that day. It was not a good day for him, so he came and sat under a hemlock tree. And such a tree, which is usually associated with poison and not thought to be good, we can never even consider a hemlock tree and a bird like crow could bring a spark of happiness in somebody's life. So a crow came and sat on that hemlock tree, and the crow shook down some dust of snow. Dust of snow means some dust particles of the snow. They fell on the poet's head. So when the snowflakes they fell on the poet's head, whatever present thoughts were going on in his mind, they changed for something better. Second stanza: has given my heart a change of mood and saved some part of the day I had rued. So the poet says this shower of the snowflakes, it had a soothing effect and it changed his mood. Earlier he was in a despaired mood, and the shower of the snowflakes falling on him, all of a sudden it made his heart glad. And in addition to this, there was another effect that the shower of snowflakes had on the poet. He says that up till now he thought that his day had been rude. Rude means it has been badly wasted. But this shower of the snowflakes, it changed his mind, and he thought that now I would be able to at least save some part of the day which had so far not been pleasant, since it was a wonderful experience for him. A bird like crow and a tree like hemlock, nobody could ever think they could bring a spark of happiness in somebody's life. So, here are a few question answers which we may expect after reading the poem. What is dust of snow? What does the poet say has changed his mood? How has the poet's mood changed? Very simple. Dust of snow, let us start explaining one by one. Dust of snow means the fine particles of snow. What does the poet say has changed his mood? Definitely, the dust of snow has changed his mood. How has the poet's mood changed? The poet's mood has changed from that of dismay to joy. He was holding the day in regret when this dust of snow fell on him, and this simple little thing brought him some joy. Now, this one is a long question. It has 3 parts. How does Frost present nature in this poem? The following question may help you to think of an answer. What are the birds that are usually named in poems? Do you think a crow is often mentioned in poems? What images come to your mind when you think of a crow? Normally, when poets do write about some birds, they would pick on a nightingale or a sparrow or another bird, but they would never pick on a crow. So, a crow, which can be associated with something dark and black and foreboding, here the poet has chosen a crow, oftenly, generally not picked up by other poets. Again, what is a hemlock tree? Why does the poet write about a more beautiful tree? such as a maple or an oak or a pine. As we have already discussed, the poet is a very practical person and he never considers anything to be bad or bad omen. He thinks even something like a hamlet tree or a crow, which generally other people think they are only bad and they bring sadness around, they can be a source of happiness for other. What do the crow and hamlet represent? Joy or sorrow? What does the dust of snow that the crow shakes off a hamlet tree stand for? So the poet, this is the complete answer here. You can go ahead reading, noting down, jotting down. For your help, all the answers have been provided here. Now let's once again think about some of the points which are important to be remembered from the poem. The poet was sitting under hamlet tree. He was upset as his days didn't do well. Suddenly, a crow sitting on the tree shakes the tree and the fine particles of snow from tree falls on the poet. The soft and cold touch of the snow changes the poet's mood from sad to happy. He starts feeling soothed and refreshed. In this way, a simple moment proves to be very significant and saves rest of the day of poet from being wasted and held in regret. The poem describes a very simple happening in very simple words. It tells us that something, even a small incident, may prove to be of larger significance. The poet is upset in the beginning of the poem, but a small incident of falling of snow changes his mood totally. In the end of the poem, the poet feels relaxed and thankful to the nature for saving his day from being wasted. I hope you all could understand the poem very well. The poem has been described here through this lecture in a very easy manner. For your help, read it again and enjoy reading. Thanks.